Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts with breaking news.
We have been following this morning thousands of customers without power this morning across the metro. Actually, this number has been fluctuating this morning, so it's down to hundreds at this point. It was in the thousands this morning. This is a live look at the OPPD outage map. Right now, it's sitting at about 200 customers, all in Douglas County. Right now, we don't know the exact cause of the outages or the estimated time when that power will be restored to everybody. But stay with First Alert 6 as we're hoping to learn some more information very soon.
Yeah, numbers been up, down, up, down. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert 6 Streaming. I'm Cerise. Oh, was you supposed to?
No, it was you.
So anyway, we love that you're here and that you're joining us, and we're all here.
I'm Erin Hartley, joined by Jarrett Lansford and Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. Of course, we saw the rain that came through overnight. How's that looking? How's that moved out of the metro this morning, and will that return later on today?
The thing about the rain chances today, it's never going to be all day rain. I just can't really remove the rain chance.
Okay.
I think there's going to be really spotty stuff on the radar at any point today. So as we look out across the area, you can see kind of murky, kind of hazy. That's the story today. There's a lot of moisture hanging in the air after the rain we had last night. I posted some rain totals through about 6 o'clock on Facebook and Twitter if you want to check those out as well. 72 degrees, northeast wind about 6 miles per hour. Notice the air temperature and the dew point. They're really close. That's some muggy air, and we've almost entirely saturated the air, as you can see, and it's going to be kind of a muggy day today, starting off in the steaming range and may back off a little bit into the afternoon. But overall, humidity is the name of the game today. We're going to climb into the lower 80s today, probably the coolest we'll have for a little while, thanks to the clouds around, and it's just going to be a little tougher to warm. Now, there's still storm potential today and tonight. And the severe threats I'm showing you here mostly pertain to tonight. Tornado threat off the charts low. That should stay well to the west. I don't see a good tornado threat over the next several days, to be honest with you, which is great news. Any hail should be pretty small if you see any. And the winds would be the biggest issue. Some gusts up over 60 miles per hour, and those mostly would pertain to some isolated storms overnight tonight that can get going. So here's that area being monitored for severe weather potential. 2 out of 5 way west. That's where the greatest risk is for us. A 1 out of 5 for a random storm or two tonight, and then again tomorrow in the green shaded area, and then again on Thursday, a 1 out of 5 on the scale. So we're not talking widespread severe outbreak for everybody. We just got to watch out for 1 or 2 of these storms that bring us some beneficial rain to also try to strengthen a little bit. Right now, nothing severe, just have a flash flood warning to the southeast in our far southeastern counties as the rain starts to move out. Heaviest rain on the Iowa side. You got some new development down south of Beatrice we'll watch, a little bit west of Tacoma. You can see just how random and messy the radar is. That's why we just can't take the rain chance out entirely, but you're not going to get all day rain. A new little shower popping up in Mills County. And that's what we have to watch for. Just new random development today. Douglas, Sarpy, Pottawatomie, pretty quiet right now. Maybe a little moisture with the fog in the southern parts of Council Bluffs. Pretty good downpours over Atlantic. That's been there for about the last hour. So traveling east and west on I-80, you'll run through some of those and make it a little bit of a slow go. By noon, most of us in the 70s, maybe a little optimistic with the 80-degree reading there. It's going to depend on some clearing, but scattered showers at any point during the day today with some opportunity to warm in between, but nothing incredibly warm. There's the map by 3 o'clock. There's the map by 5. Again, a couple spotty thunder showers. Same story by 7. A little bit new development by 10 tonight. And then it's overnight where the coverage increases, and this could be enough to keep you awake in the middle of the night. And there's more thunderstorms overnight. That if there's going to be some that become severe, it's likely with these. Maybe a random wind gust that gets up over 60 miles per hour with 1 or 2 of the stronger storms. So by early tomorrow morning, we're probably doing the same thing we're doing this morning. Rain on the map and kind of murky and muggy. 92 then as we clear it out, though, on Wednesday and go to 89 on Thursday. But several more opportunities for rain and thunderstorms over the course of the next few days to go along with some slightly warmer temps.
Yeah, so those rain chances the next few days, how much rain do you think we'll actually get from those?
I'll tell you what, there's some pretty good rain totals south of the area during the overnight hours last night. Had 1 to 3 inch totals, and I think we could see a good amount of rain over the course of the next 72 hours as well in quite a few spots. You can see the heaviest rain was down here last night, And now it looks like that may trend a little farther north here with some blues and purple showing the 1s, 2s, and 3s, maybe a little more widespread in the areas that didn't get quite as much last night. So that's what we're going to be tracking here over the course of the next 72 hours. This encompasses today's, Wednesday's, and Thursday's rainfall potential as we go through the middle of the week. Now the muggy meter, it's going to bounce around a lot, but it's likely going to stay mostly in the steamy range. So there's going to be humidity to go along with some of these stormy days. But I say stormy days, probably going to be a lot during the overnight hours. So tonight and tomorrow morning, a break middle of the day, more Wednesday night into Thursday, could have more Thursday night as well. But Friday and Saturday are trending drier, a little bit warmer. So if you plan on going to the Memorial Park concert, I know that draws several thousand people. Right now, I don't see any big issues with that in this pattern. Maybe the driest day we have ends up being Friday.
Oh, that may work out.
Yeah. Okay, in the meantime, when you talk about the rain, that could also be impacting the road conditions. Have we seen anything happen because of the slick conditions?
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye out, and a lot of our wettest conditions are unfortunately lining up with areas where we often have problems. Now, thankfully, I haven't seen any reports of those just yet, but what I am seeing is some traffic signal issues, and that is in place at Nebraska Crossing here, Highway 6, Highway 31, where you're seeing that intersection. You can see some delays that are showing up, and I was just checking the DOT camera. Those were flashing in all red at that intersection still at this point. So you want to treat that as an all-way stop as you head into that area and watch for some delays that may build as we start to pick up the traffic load early this morning. On the other side of the metro, that was some quick travel, wasn't it? We're looking at things that are moving pretty slowly. No report of a crash or anything here, but something is obviously going on here as you're heading northbound on the JFK, as you're getting just past Chandler. Some pretty sizable delays that are in place there as you're heading through that stretch and then back past that as well. So here's kind of what it looks like as you're getting on the north side of where that delay is, just a little bit past that. So our issue is likely right about in the distance there. So I'll be keeping an eye on that, see if we continue to kind of struggle as you're heading through that stretch with whatever is going on, and hopefully I can give you a first alert to exactly what it is here with some more updates next time we check in. But that's definitely a slow spot. We are, of course, looking at our I-80 slowdowns. That's nothing new. And then at our intersections with 90th. But do keep in mind, you've got wet roads out there, you've got some fog that's out there too. You get outside of the metro, some of that fog is pretty thick. So some low cloud cover. It's going to be a morning where you maybe just leave a little extra time just in case you have to go into some of those areas where we are looking at potentially slick conditions. A lot of times the JFK and I-80 interchange is a spot, 680 and Dodge. Some of those are some of those ramps that people sometimes get a little bit too ambitious with their speeds, and then you see problems arise.
Okay. All right, Jared, thank you. In the meantime, 3 people are behind bars this morning. Their arrests all related to a homicide that happened this month. 18-year-old Tamari Neal has been booked on several charges, including first-degree murder. A 16-year-old also booked for murder. 18-year-old Kentorion Gunn was booked for an accessory. The shooting happened all near 62nd and Camden. The victim, 19-year-old Ashton Fletcher.
On it this morning, an update to a bad crash we have been following. This happened on I-80 near 50th Street. The Nebraska State Patrol says a trooper was hurt after their car was hit. NSP says this happened while troopers were on the scene of a different crash. Now, this is a view from the NDOT camera at the time. The injured trooper was inside that cruiser when it was hit by a box truck. They were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. And happening today, the Nebraska State Patrol is set to speak on the recent string of patrol cars being struck by other drivers. They say this was the 3rd crash in less than 2 weeks. It starts at 10 o'clock this morning at the NSP office near 108th and I.
All right, over here at the safety desk, joined by Marie Cade. As always, it is summertime. Temperatures are rising, but unfortunately, so does the risk of actually getting sick from the heat.
Yeah, and this is especially true because of some medications that some people have to take, unfortunately. So the CDC says some of those medications can really interfere with our body's ability to regulate temperature. Of course, then that makes it harder for us to cool down, and then your skin is a little bit more sensitive to the sun. So doctors say some medicine can also make a person more vulnerable to the heat because it affects how hydrated we are. So the CDC says that these medications include some antidepressants and antipsychotics, antihistamines, beta blockers, and antibiotics too. And if they aren't stored properly, the heat can also damage insulin, inhalers, and EpiPens.
In some cases, if you're not hydrating in certain meds, it can make you feel lightheaded and dizzy and nauseated. So it's really important to stay hydrated.
Of course, another big key when it comes to the heat is limiting your direct exposure to sunlight if you are taking some of these medications. If you do have to be out for a long time, though, they recommend, of course, wearing some clothing that can really protect your skin, cover it up.
Take those breaks too.
Yes.
Get some water.
Always.
Okay.
Get that shade.
Yes. Maria, thanks. We're back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Taking a live look outside. This is 144th and West Dodge Road. You can see our camera's wet there. A little drizzle falling in the area. Those roads are wet. There's some fog. So it's just one of those mornings where you just want to take your time and be careful. We got a lot of factors going into that commute. So we've had quite a lot of rainfall since overnight. How much exactly are you tracking?
So there's some spots in the metro. It varies a lot. I was getting some 1 1.5 inch reports, and especially in Sarpy County here, out of what happened last night. So again, that's the case with thunderstorms. It can vary a lot. But you look at the bigger picture here, the heaviest overall was in the southeastern counties where there were several spots that got 2 to 3 inches of rain. The reds here suggest maybe some 4s and 5s in northwest Missouri right along I-29. And then you can see many places less than an inch, but a couple of spots here in the last 24 hours, especially along I-80 where it's been a little heavier. Now this is just a little drizzle in the metro area, nothing all that heavy. 71 degrees right now with the dew point. It is steamy. The rain we had last night just added all that much more moisture to the air, and the dew points are going to be up over the course of the next several days because of that. So there's the rain, heaviest moving off towards the east. There's new trying to move in from the southwest. And that's why I say we just can't remove the rain chance entirely at any one point today. Just got these random little showers, get some new development down here. Have had there you go, a couple new showers pop up in Pottawatomie and Mills County. They're moving out. There's the little drizzle. It's light, but it's right here through the middle of the map and likely extending over into Council Bluffs. Heaviest has been around Atlantic for the last hour and a half, right along I-80. So if you catch up to that, it's going to be tough to stay dry. Scattered showers. Maybe a few thunder showers over the course of the day today. Same story tonight as well. We march you through 7 o'clock. We climb into the low 80s today, but just reinforcing the point that the steadiest rain, most widespread rain will likely be overnight tonight, heading into early on Wednesday morning. That's where the best threat is for an isolated wind gust or two that's up over 30 or up over 60 miles per hour. And then we have some rain left over to start Wednesday. That should move out pretty quickly. And then we have rain chances early and very late on Wednesday. In between, we can go to 92 for the high, and it's going to be a little breezy on Wednesday too. Some gusts up near 30 miles per hour. So warm, humid, a little windy tomorrow. If you need to get the yard mowed, well, tell me I'm running out of time, but we'll dive in here a little more. But you're going to have to basically wedge it in between rain chances today, tomorrow, Thursday. If you procrastinate till Friday or even Saturday, it's probably looking a lot better in that regard. So we are going to warm it up a little bit, especially Saturday. That one's trending a little warmer, up into the mid 90s with some humidity there.
Okay, we can already look ahead to the weekend. Is it going to be a summer-filled sunshine kind of weekend? Or not so much?
The temperatures, yes, but I don't know if we're going to be perfectly sunny the way things are looking right now. Let's call it partly cloudy.
Okay.
I will say Friday and Saturday have trended drier as we get a little closer. So if you got tickets to Memorial Park concert with Ringo Starr, you got some pretty good weather lining up right there. Small chance Friday and Saturday. Probably the best chance of thunderstorms over the weekend will be Sunday evening if it's going to happen after we climb to 91. So you got probably some pretty good pool weather with a little shade from Mother Nature every once in a while from those clouds. I don't think we're going to wash out the weekend right now. Friday and Saturday looking like the days with the lowest rain chances in the short term.
Like the sound of that. A lot of baseball going on this weekend as well, as always. Jared's watching the roads. We know with rain often comes traffic issues.
So I'm watching for that.
Yes.
So far, I haven't seen any specific reports of any kind of crashes.
That's good.
I'm hoping we can hold on to that. I am noticing a little bit more of that drizzle Rusty was talking about on some of our cameras here. Like on the bottom left, that is the DOT camera on the JFK, right around where we had that slowdown that's been in place. And you can see how things just murky looking. You've got some kind of rain spurting out of the clouds occasionally. So this is going to be what you're looking at here as you're heading about your commute. You need the headlights on. You may need to turn those wipers on one of the lower settings as you're heading out and about. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for some slick conditions. So far, I haven't seen any crashes, but I will be watching closely for that and for slurry if we do start to see those develop. Just a reminder that ramp to go to Harney on southbound I-480, that has, or to go from Harney to 480, that has closed for construction. That's closed for the next 8 weeks. So you need to use another route, such as going to Leavenworth and getting on 480 over that time frame. That includes this morning. So keep that in mind as you're heading out and about. Still seeing some pretty sizable delays here with this on the JFK. Give you an idea of just how slow that's looking. And it is not really moving anywhere near where it should be, about 15 to 20 miles per hour as you're going northbound on the JFK. That's once you get past Chandler. So watch for that. There's clearly an issue going on there, and I'll keep you posted on any details that I do get on what's going on there and anything else that does develop this morning.
All right, Jared, thank you. Happening today, Douglas County Commissioner James Kavanaugh will announce the recipients of this year's Visitor Improvement Fund Grant Awards. $5 million is going towards 85 applicants. Well, the goal is to improve visitor attractions and facilities in the county. Kavanaugh is also seeking public input regarding possible improvements to the program.
In your Big Red Extra coverage this morning, earlier this year, Greg Sharp passed away after fighting pancreatic cancer. Well, now Nebraska Athletics announces his successor. Kyle Crooks is the new play-by-play voice of Nebraska football. He spent the last 8 years in the same role with the Florida Gators. Still ahead this morning, a scary moment for a Massachusetts homeowner.
And her dog had a run-in with a black bear. She caught it all on camera, too. That video when we come back. Well, a couple of dogs are barking up the right tree when they encountered a black bear in their yard.
So the dog's owner saw it all unfold in her backyard. She says it's not unusual to see bears on her property. Yikes!
Wow.
But this was the first time her dogs came face to face with one. She feared the worst as she watched the animals interact, but the underdog put that bear on the defensive, showing they don't just bark. They bite. He bit him right in the buttock. The bear eventually ran off, but whoa.
You know,
I mean, I would feel better if I was that homeowner.
Didn't we just a few days ago have something about like a dog and trying to play with a black bear?
Yes,
Like,
Oh, it came in the house.
a little different this time around.
Yeah, those dogs were not joking around.
I sadly think my dog would probably try to do the same.
your
But
dog's
he is
this big,
little
though.
bitty nose, so I don't know how he'd fare. But he is fearless. What about your dogs?
Yeah, they'd probably just let it go. We have rabbits in the yard, and they're just like, oh, hey guys. Ferdinand the Bull. That was what we had.
Oh, wow. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your Tuesday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. Let's get an update on traffic on the JFK with Jarrett.
Yeah, we've been tracking some consistent slowdowns. You've been going northbound, getting past Chandler. And as you're looking here, you look at the distance, you're seeing a lot of brake lights that are lighting up. Now, I don't have any confirmation on exactly what is causing this, but clearly we're having some issues as you're getting northbound just past Chandler and all the way back past that for a little ways too. It extends almost down to about the Cornhusker area. So watch for that as you're heading northbound. Expect it to be a little slow. We've also got the traffic lights flashing all directions, Highway 31, Highway 6, that's at Nebraska Crossing. Treat that as an all-way stop this morning. And watch for wet roads, especially as you get into some of those curves and interchanges. We've had some rain overnight. Rusty.
Yeah, and just overall damp across the area anyway. Things are going to really struggle to dry out today. As we look out across the area, we're at 72 degrees with a dew point of 71. Those numbers are close. That's why the humidity's up there. That should hopefully get a little bit better today, but I think the dew points are going to be pretty high overall. Heaviest rain on the Iowa side. It's been raining pretty consistently over Atlantic, adding quite a bit to the rain gauge there over the last couple of hours. Severe weather risk today, pretty minimal to 1 out of 5, and I will say most of this risk that you see in our area pertains to any storms later on tonight, where some wind is possible, 60-mile-per-hour gust or 2. Not worried about tornadoes. Hail should be small if you get any. So while it's muggy all day today, there's just going to be scattered showers and thunder showers moving through at any one point. While not an all-day rain event, pretty spotty during the day, tries to pick up overnight after a high of 83. Aaron?
Well, Douglas County Commissioner James Kavanaugh will announce the recipients of this year's Visitor Improvement Fund grant awards today. $5 million is going to 85 applicants. Kavanaugh is also seeking input regarding possible policy improvements to the program.
It is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.